welcome to our next class. Today we have to discuss about derived units and fundamental units. Our previous classes we have to discuss about time, length and mass. How to measure length, how to measure time and how to measure mass. And also we have discussing about what is the basic unit of mass, length and time. In that classes, three are discussing. The first one is length, the second one is mass and the third one is time. The basic unit of length is meter, mass is kilogram and time is second. There are so many other quantities in physics other than length, mass and time. That is current, velocity, area, volume. There are so many physical quantities. Some of those quantities we are discussing length, mass and time. Okay. And these quantities are not related to each other. Mass is not related with length and length is not related with time. We cannot expressing each of these quantities with another quantity. That is, they cannot be related to each other and we cannot expressing the units of each of these quantities with another quantity. We can't expressing length with second unit. We can't expressing time with the unit of kilogram. So each of these quantities are not related to each other and we cannot expressing this with another. Okay. And today we have to discussing about what is the typical category of these quantities. We can see that through our slide. Fundamental quantities. There are some quantities which are not related to one another and cannot be expressed using other quantities. We are discussing about some quantities that are time, length and mass. These all quantities are known as the fundamental quantities. Why these all are knowing fundamental quantities? That is, these quantities which are not related to one another and cannot be expressed using other quantities. That's why it's called the fundamental quantities. Okay. So length, mass and time, we can conclude that these all are knowing the fundamental quantities. So what is the fundamental quantities? Fundamental quantities are the quantities that are not related to each other and we cannot expressing that with the units of other fundamental quantities. Okay. So we know that these all are fundamental quantities and these all having a unit, meter, kilogram and second. Fundamental quantities, each of the fundamental quantities having a unit to expressing it. Okay. And what is the name of that unit? Can you know that? For this, we have to see our slide. Fundamental units. The units of fundamental quantities are known as the fundamental units. Okay. That is, we are discussing about the fundamental quantities and fundamental units. The units of fundamental quantities are known as fundamental units. And some quantities that are not related to each other and cannot be expressing in another quantity is known as fundamental quantities and the units of fundamental quantities are known as fundamental units. And now we have to discussing some other fundamental quantities through slides. quantities and their units. Here we can see that there are so many quantities: length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, amount of substance, and luminous intensity. These all quantities are fundamental units. Fundamental quantities, and the fundamental units of each of these are meter, kilogram, second, ampere, Kelvin, mole, and candela. And each of the fundamental units we have to expressing using a symbol. And length, the basic unit is meter and its symbol is m. Mass, the basic unit is kilogram and its symbol is kg. Time, its basic unit is second and its symbol s. Electric current, ampere, a. Temperature, Kelvin, K. Amount of substance, mole. Luminous intensity, candela, C. So now we are seeing so many fundamental quantities and their fundamental units and their symbols. Okay. Now we are discussing about what is the SI unit. In that table, we can see SI units in that table, other than the basic unit and the fundamental units. What is the SI unit? Okay. In fundamental quantities, we are saying that there are fundamental units for fundamental quantities for expressing that quantities. Internationally accepted quantities and internationally accepted units are in fundamental units. All of the fundamental units are internationally accepted. So we can overall call the fundamental units are international system of units. So the fundamental units are included in the international system of units. Fundamental units are included in international system of units. And this international system of units is known in short terms is SI units. That is, we are seeing in the table SI units. That is the fundamental quantities and the fundamental quantities having a unit, and all of that fundamental units are included in the international system of units. All of the international system of units are accessed in all the nations and accepted internationally. And that unit is shortly known as SI unit. So SI unit is internationally accepted fundamental unit. So the short form of international system of unit is known as the SI units, and fundamental units are expressed in terms of SI unit. So the SI unit of length is meter, the SI unit of mass is kilogram, current is ampere, and there are so many others we can see in the table. And we have so many other quantities in physics. So we have to discuss about that quantities. Like length, mass, and time, we have another quantities like area, volume, density, etc. There are so many such types of quantities also in physics. So these two types of quantities are basically different. All are in physical quantities, but some physical quantities, they are known as fundamental quantities, and other we known as derived quantities. That is derived quantities that we can find from the fundamental units. Okay, the units of these all quantities we can deriving from the fundamental units. Fundamental units having a basic unit, but derived units are come from the fundamental units. Okay, so area, volume, density, fundamental units, and that units are expressing derived units. So the unit of length, mass and times are known as fundamental units, and area, volume, density, like that, they have a unit that is expressed in derived units. Derived units are deriving from fundamental units. We can derive a unit for area. We can derive a unit for area, and we can find that how to derive a unit from fundamental unit. For that, we have to consider a notebook. A notebook having length 4 centimeter. Centimeter length notebook, and this having a breadth of 5 centimeter. Length 4 centimeter and 5 centimeter. How can we got the area of the notebook? Area is equal to length into breadth, and we can got 4 into 5 is equal to 20. And the 20 is we want to expressing in a unit. The unit is meter square, but how can we got the meter square? From here, the basic unit of length is meter. We can apply that. The basic unit of length is meter, and breadth is also a length. So the basic unit of that is m. So we can find that m square is the unit of area. So meter are a fundamental unit. Meter is a fundamental unit. So here 2 meters. That is length and breadth are length. So their fundamental unit is meter. And meter into meter, we can got a meter square unit that is derived from a fundamental unit of length. So there are some quantities, their units are coming from fundamental units. All of the derived units are coming from fundamental units, and that units are known as derived units. Okay. And we have to reading what is the derived units through slide. Derived units, units which are expressed in terms of fundamental units, or those units which are dependent on fundamental units are derived units. That is, fundamental units are expressed, derived units are expressed in terms of fundamental units, and they are depending the fundamental unit. These types of units are known as derived units. Now we are discussing about the fundamental units and derived units. And the fundamental units having some salient features. Next we have to discussing about the salient features of fundamental units through slides. Salient features of the fundamental units or SI units. Salient features of SI units are unified units, internationally accepted units, adequate to express all physical quantities. That is, all the fundamental units are accepted worldwide, and this having no correction. All of these are unified and internationally accepted, and physical quantities want to express all the want to expressing the basic unit or the fundamental units. All the physical quantities need some basic unit or fundamental units for expressing that physical quantity. So the salient features of SI units are, first one is that all are unified units and all are internationally accepted units and all adequate to express physical quantities. All the physical quantities need some fundamental units for expressing all that physical quantities. So now we are discussing what is the fundamental units. Fundamental units and what is the derived units and what is the salient features of derived units. And we have a small work, that is, first of all we have to calculating the area of a notebook using an equation. In that we can know the length and breadth of the notebook, and using that length and breadth we have to calculate the area of that notebook. But now we have a leaf having some curved edges. A leaf having some curved edges. And how can we find the area of this leaf? For finding the area of this leaf, we have a we want a graph paper. In a graph paper, there are so many small and just big squares in that, and each of that square, small and big squares, having a unit. For finding the area of this leaf, first of all we take a graph paper and put the leaf with that graph paper and count the squares of that graph paper. We can see imagine this is the graph paper we are taking, and each of this square having some more lines inside a graph paper, some smaller lines, and each of that smaller line having a unit. And we have to finding the area of this leaf. First of all we count. First of all we have to count the portion that is full in a square. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 boxes having overall filled with the leaf, and some other boxes having some of the curved portions only in that square. So counting that 1, 2 and 3. 3 boxes having a tip or some curved portion. So first of all counting the overall squares that having more portion of leaves and counting these curved portions entering squares and adding the two numbers, and we got the approximate area of that leaf. First of all we got 5 and then we got 3. So 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. 8 is the maximum or approximate area of this leaf. So we can finding the curved portion substances using graph paper, and we got the approximate area of that substance. Now here we are considering leaf, and now we got the area of the leaf for counting the squares that is touching with the graph paper. So a graph paper having a unit, and after all we have to count the boxes, and we got the answer that is based in the unit of graph paper. So we have to finding the area of curved object using graph papers and The object that having not such curved portions, we have to using the equations. In other cases, we have to use this types of way, that is using the graph paper. So now we discussing about what is the fundamental unit, derived unit, and how can we find the area of a curved leaf. Okay, and what is a fundamental unit? A fundamental unit is not expressing in other quantities and it is not related with the other quantity, that is fundamental quantities, and the fundamental quantities are in a unit and that unit is known as fundamental units. The fundamental units are internationally accepted and the group of that fundamental unit is known as the International System of Unit and it is expressed as SI unit. And there are other quantities in physics, derived units. That derived units are coming from the fundamental units. The derived units are the units of derived some quantities that are already in physics, and the fundamental quantities and derived quantities are different. Derived units are depending derived quantities. Okay, and we are discussing about the area of a leaf having some curved edges. We can use the graph paper to finding the area of the leaf, and otherwise we have an equation, we have to substitute our measurements to that equation, we got the area. First we have to do the area of a notebook using the equation and we find a derived unit from the basic or the fundamental unit of length. Okay, so today we have to discuss about the fundamental and derived units. So thank you.